So I had started with association rule learning yesterday. So this thing I had told you that it is mainly used for market basket analysis, and within association rule mining, what is an item set? What is a frequent item set? What do you mean by the rule? And what is support, confidence, and lift? Okay, if anyone is having doubt in these things, what is support, confidence, and lift? Is it okay? I'll take one example now. And I will tell you that how to deduce how to find out the rules from this database. Any doubt? Okay, so then I'm taking this example. So yesterday I had told you that I'm taking this simple database in which I'm having the 9 transactions. Like this is transaction ID is written same, actually it should be different. Okay, anyway, these are your different transactions. This is the first transaction in which the customer is just buying 3 items, I1, I2, and I5. So these are your items that are being bought by the different customers. Second customer is buying, suppose I2 and I4. This customer is buying 4 items, I1, I2, I3, and I5. So I just need to find out that is there any relationship or is there any connection among these data items. Connection can be like if you are buying one item, what are the chances of buying other, or what are the different items that are being bought together by different customers. So all these rules we need to find out. Okay, so the first step is that we need to decide that what should be the support and what should be the confidence that I need to take. I'm not taking lift. Why I'm not taking lift? That would be clear later on, because this database is actually very small. If I will take lift also, then the number of rules that I'm going to derive from this, that will become very less. Okay. So I'm not taking the lift over here, but practically when I will show you the implementation of this algorithm, I will take the lift part also. So over here, we are just deciding the two things. Those two things are that what is the support and what is the confidence. Okay, so first thing is that I need to take the support. Now, what is the support that I'm taking? If you can remember the formula, support is that how many times a particular item is coming in that database, how many times that is being bought. Okay, what is the frequency of that? Divided by the total number of transactions. Okay, so the support that I'm taking over here is 22%. Either you can say in percentage, or you can simply find out the support count. Count means if a particular item is being bought in 2 transactions, then I will be taking that further. Otherwise, if there is any one transaction that is being bought only once, I'm not taking that. Okay, so these two things are actually same. Sport count is 2, but if you want to find out the sport would be 2 by 9. That means 2 by 9 is 22%. Okay, so if sport is greater than 22%, I'm taking those items further, otherwise I'm not taking. So this is the first step. Confidence I will take later on, but the confidence that I have decided over here is that is 70%. Fine. Okay. So what is the first thing now that we have to do is that I need to generate the item sets that is having a size of 1, 1. That means I would generate 1 item sets, then I will take 2 item sets, then 3, then 4, then 5. Like this way it will go on. Okay. So from this database, first of all, I need to find out what are the different types of items. How many types of items are there? 5. I1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So I'm taking them as 1, 1 set over here. So my first set is over here I1. Second set, I'm taking I2, then 3, then 4, then 5. Now for each set, I need to find out what is the sport count. Sport count means what? That means in how many transactions this I1 is being bought, how many times this I2 is being bought. First, we will find out the sport count of 6, this one, I1. You can see I1 is being bought over here, 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what is the sport count? 6. But if you want to take the sport, you can say 6 by 9 and you can find out what is the sport of that. That should be greater than 22%. Similarly, you will find out for I2, I3, I4, and I5. I will take for one more, that is what is the sport count of I5. Okay, so I5 is over here 1, then 2. So sport count is 2. So this is my one table, and that table I'm saying is C1. Okay, so I need this one during the algorithm. So remember, this is C1. So in C1, you are storing all the item sets, 1 item sets and their counts. Now we will do the pruning of that. Pruning means like from this, you will delete those sets for which the sport count is lesser than 2. Why? Because in starting, I had fixed that sport count of any item set should be 2, at least 2. That means if it is 2 or more than 2, then only I have to take those item set, otherwise I won't take. But over here, you can see in this table, no item set is having the count lesser than 2. That means I need to take all the item sets over here. Okay, so compare the candidate sport count with minimum sport count. Here I'm comparing this with 2. It is greater than 2, greater than 2, equal to 2. So I'm taking all these. So this is my L1. So what is actually L1? L1 is a set of frequent item sets, frequent 1 item sets, because in each set you are having 1 item. Okay, so if you have any doubt in this step, you can ask me, because the same step would be repeated now. Yes, any doubt over here? So L1 is what? L1 is a set of the frequent item sets. And what is C1? In C1, we are just taking all the item sets and we are counting their sport count. Yes, beta. Is it clear? So next step is that you have to take item sets in which each set is having two items. Okay, but how to get those 2 items? Those 2 item sets you have to generate from this L1. Actually, what is the way to generate? Like right now, you can say that how to generate that. You will take I1, you take that one, join that with I2. So one set would be I1, I2, other one would be I1, I3, I1, I4, I1, I5. Then you take I2, combine that with other, like I1, I2 you have already taken, then I2, I3, I2, I4, I2, I5, then I3, I4, I3, I5, and the last one would be I4, I5. Okay. but actually you must have done the join operation. So what we are doing, whenever you have to take two item sets from this table, you can take the join of L1 with itself. So when you are taking the joining of this table, you must have done that, how to take the join of one table with the another one. So actually what I'm doing, suppose you take this column only, you take the join of this with itself. So when you are taking the join of L1 with L1, you will be getting all the item sets having two items. And what are those item sets? Those item sets would be, like manually if you want to do, I have told you how to do that. Those would be I1, I2, I1, I2, I1, I3, I1, I4, I1, I5. Then you take I2, combine that with other. I1, I2 you have already taken, so you won't take it again. So I2, I3, 4, 5, then I3 you join, then I4, I5. So these are the different item sets, but what is the size of that? That is called the two item set, because there are two items now. Okay, other steps are now same. So what I will do now, I'll take the sport count of these item sets now. Okay, what's the meaning of that now? Suppose I want to find out what is the sport count of I1, I2. That means I need to find out that in how many transactions these two items are being purchased together. That is the sport count. Okay, so we will go to the previous slide and we'll see that how many times these two items, I1 and I2, are being purchased together. Okay, so you are having over here 1, 2, 3, and 4. That means what is the sport count? Sport count is 4, but if you want to find out the sport, it would be 4 by 9. Anyway, you can take this. Okay, so right now I'm saying this is 4. So I'm going to that slide. We'll check what is that sport count. That is 4. I'll take one more, I1 and I4. Find out the sport count of this. I1 and I4. It's not there. I1, I4 is there. These two are being purchased together in this transaction, but you are not having anywhere else. So what is the sport count? It is 1. Okay, so it is 1 over here like this way. I3, I4, I3, I4. You are not having, that means I3 and I4, these two items are not being purchased together. So what is the sport count? It is your 0. Okay, so this is your C2 table. Hamid Ali, keep yourself muted, beta. Okay, so what is the sport count of different two item sets? It's like this. Now we will do the pruning part. So what we have to do from these item sets, we have to take only those item sets for which the sport count is 2 or more than 2. Okay, so I will take these two, but I won't take this one because the sport count is here 1. I won't take this one, I won't take this, and I won't take this because these are not your frequently bought item sets. Okay, so I won't be taking these 4. So what is in L2 table? L2 table, you are having those sets that are frequent. Frequent means that are being purchased 2 times or more than 2 times. So you are having all others. So all others you will put over here. So this one you are getting L2 now. Is it cleared? Okay, so what is the next step? In next step, you have to generate. In next step, you have to generate 3 item set frequent pattern. Okay, that means now how to take the 3 item sets. Again, you will take the join of L2 with L2. Okay, join of L2 with L2. So I will be taking 3 item sets would be like I1, I2, I3. It can be I1, I2, I4, I1, I2, I5. Then it can be I2, I3, I4, I2, I3, I5. All these things you need to find out. Okay. Like suppose if you're taking the join of this with itself, one would be I1, I2, I1, I3. So from here, you won't take the same element over here. Then you are getting one set in which you are having I1, I2, and I3. So this way you have to generate item sets having three items. Okay. So what are the different item sets that I'm getting? Okay. So this thing, step is very important over here. So what are the, when you're taking L2, join L2, you will be getting all these sets. Okay. All these. Okay, but there is one thing that I need to do. What is that? That is actually called the a priori property. Now, what is that a priori property? That if you are taking, if you want to take this item set I1, I2, and I3, then all the subsets of that I1, I2, and I3 I'm taking, then all the subsets of this should also be the frequent subset. Okay, suppose I'm taking one example. Suppose I'm taking this example. You take over here this one, I2, I3, and I5. Okay. Now, when you had generated the three item sets, you are having one set I2, I3, and I5. Now, I won't take this one in my three item set. Why? That would be cleared over here. If you want to take I2, I3, I5, then what are the different subsets that you can generate from this? You take the two item subsets. Those are your I2, I3, I2, I5, and I3, I5. Now, all these two item sets should also be there in L2. Now, if you will check L2 over here, in L2, you are not having one set. What is that? Which one is not there? I3, I5 is not there, but I3, I5 is coming over here. You can check over here that I3, I5 is not there. So if I3, I5 is not there in L2, I can't take this thing in my C3. So I won't be taking this one. I won't be taking I2, I3, and I5 set. Next, you take this one, suppose. I need to check whether I should take this one in my C3 or not. Just check this thing. If you want to take this thing, then all the subsets of that should be in L2. I'm taking two subsets. One is I2, I4. Okay, one set is this one. Another set is your I2, I5. Third one is your I4, I5. I4 and I5. Okay. Now go to this one, L2. You can check that I2, I4, it's there. I2, I5, it's there. But I4, I5 is not there. So if I4, I5 is not in L2, I can't take I2, I4, I5, this set, this one, I2, I4, I5 in my C2, C3, sorry. Okay. Now take this one, I1, I2, and I3. Just check whether it should be there or not. If you want to take this, take the combination, all the subsets. One is I1, I2. Another one is I1, I3. And the third one is I2, I3. Okay. Now check this thing from L2. I1, I2, yes, it's there. I1, I5, yes, it's there. And I2, I3, it is also there. That means all the subsets are having the count greater than 2. So I can take this one. Okay, so this thing is called the a priori property. So what is that property that I had missed last time? That any subset of frequent item set must be frequent. That means if you want that I2, I1, I2, I3 is frequent, then all the subsets of that should also be frequent. If any subset of that is not frequent, I won't be taking that as the frequent subset. Is it cleared? Yes, beta. Yes, you need to tell me. Is it again the next step? Okay, so over here you're getting C3. Then again find out the sport count I1, I2, I3. That means how many times these three items were bought together. I1, I2, and I3. Okay, you can see over here and over here. That means how many times? 2 times. So what is the sport count of this? 2. What is the sport count of this? 2. So I will be taking both, okay, over here in my L3. So when you are generating L3, these both will come. Fine. Next, again, the next step, again, same step. You will take the join of L3 with L3. Okay, that means now you have to generate 4 item sets. 4 item sets. Okay, how to do this thing now? Okay, first, anyone who can tell me what would be that set? If I will take the join of L3 with L3, yes, Shivam is there. Shivam, can you tell me that when I'm taking the join of L3 with L3, which item set would be generated? Yes, Pavandeep. Okay, you tell me, Pavandeep. Beta, if you are just attending your lecture for attendance, 1 minute. And I5 was not frequent, so I can't take this one. That means C4 is
Yes,
your empty. Once it is empty, your, like you can see that the one step of a priori algorithm that is just completed. Okay. So next is, what is the next step? That is important now. In the next step, actually, we will generate the association rules. Okay, now how to generate the association rules? Now, what we have to do, I will take this frequent item set. Which one? This one, L3. In L3, you are having now 2 frequent sets of size 3. One is I1, I2, I3. Another one is I1, I2, and I5. From this, I will generate the rules now. Okay. So what is the method to generate the rules? Suppose you are, for every non-empty set S of I, suppose your one frequent item set is I, like your one frequent item set is in L3 was I1, I2, and I5. Suppose I'm assuming this is your I. This is your one frequent item set. This is your I now. I will take all the subsets of that. All the subsets can be of size 2, 2, of size 1, 1. I will take all the subsets of this. Suppose that is your S. Now I can see that I will generate a rule of this type from S to I minus S. I can say this is my rule, but there is one condition for that. What is that condition? That the sport count of I divided by the sport count of S when I'm taking, the value of that should be greater than equal to the confidence that you have decided. What was the confidence that we had decided initially? That was 70%. So when you are taking the sport count of I divided by the sport count of S, that should be greater than equal to minimum confidence. Okay, I will take one example, then it would be cleared. Okay. Now I'm taking this frequent item set that we had generated in L3. That is I1, I2, and I5. This is my I. What are the different subsets of that? Different subsets can be I1, I2, I3, I4, I5, then I1, I2, I1, I5. All these are your subsets. For this one, I'm just taking suppose, then it won't be there. It is for the other one. I1, I5 is there, then I1, I2 is there, then I2, I5 is there, like all these things. Is it clear? All these would be generated, fine. Now, I'm saying, suppose I'm taking this one, I'll see, can I take this one in a rule? This is my S now. That means one rule can be from S to I minus S. That means from I1, comma I2, this is my S, to I. What is I? This I1, I2, I5, but I have to take I minus S. So when you will take I minus S, you will be just getting I5. because from this set, you are not taking these two items, I1, I2. So what is remaining? I5. So this set is there. So one rule can be this. That means whenever I'm going to buy I1, I2, then most probably the customer is going to buy I5 also. But I can take this rule if and only if the sport count of I, that means the sport count of I divided by the sport count of this S is greater than equal to 70%. Okay, so that I have done in the next slide. Just find out that what is the sport count. I can take this rule if and only if the sport count of this, that means what is the sport count of I1, I2, I5, that we have already done. You can see over here. I1, I2, I5, what is the sport count? 2. So that is 2 divided by, what is the sport count of I1, I2? That is your 4. That means 2 by 4. So what is 2 by 4? That is 50%. It is lesser than 70%. So that means I can't take this rule in my final rules. That means whenever the customer is going to buy I1, I2, there is no chance that the customer is also buying I5. Now take the another rule. Okay, what is the other rule? Like other rule you will find out by taking the other value, this one. You take this as S. Now when this is S, that means I1 and I5 to S minus I minus S, sorry, this minus S. So what is remaining? I1, I5 will get cut, I2 is there. That means one rule can be this, that I1 and I5 to I2. But I can take this only if sport count of this divided by sport count of this is greater than 50%. If you will find out the sport count of this divided by this, you will be getting actually the confidence. What is the confidence? 100%. It is greater than 70%. That means this will be included in my rule. Okay, so what is that rule? That rule is that means whenever the customers are going to buy I1 and I5 together, they are also going to buy I2 with 100% confidence. Okay, so similarly, you need to do for all other subsets. You will take this one as S, you will take this one as S, this one as S, and this one as S. So you can see this one is also selected R3. Then if you will take R4, this is not selected, this is not selected, even this one is selected. Okay. So from this example, when you're taking I as this, what are the different rules that we have generated? I1, I5 to I2, I2, I5 to I1, and I5 to I1 and I2. That means whenever the customer is going to buy I5, that person is also going to buy I1 and I2 with 100% confidence. So these three are your association rules that are being generated. Okay. Yes, any doubt now?